well, I did mediocre with this at local, so I guess I could talk about this since I haven't done a video in a while. So, into this awful deck that only really does two things, and that consists of summoning this one or this one, because stopping your opponent from special summoning is always a nice thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's probably how I won my first game with Dinos. Well, against Dinos. And then did a stupid life choice. I decided to coach my opponent on how to play Dinos halfway through the game, which cost me the game because I was literally teaching him how to get over my board before I established Christia Vanity's Fiend. So, yeah. Smart life choices for me, but pushing that to one side because I was a moron for doing that. This is the Darklord build that I play, sort of ish. Well, I would have played it if I had desires, or Rob let me use the desires that he was borrowing from Mick into my version of Darklord. So I run 3 Morningstar. I was supposed to tribute summon this at some point in the day, but I didn't. I just used it as a lower target. So, yeah, sorry, Lucifer. You just got banished every single time. Feel so sorry for you. 3x Chell, because drawing is amazing in this deck. You want to draw into everything. Well, mainly contact. Every other card is just like draw power to get to it. One of however the hell you pronounce this card's name. I have no idea, and I'm not even going to attempt to it because I'll just butcher it. So, not going to try. Sorry, but I only use this to protect my Ixchel from like destruction. That's really it. You don't need to run more than one of this. If you do, and you is either running some spicy build of this or some really bad build of this. My tech of the day, Lava Golem, which I'm probably going to bump this up to 3 instead of inside Gamazeals instead, because a lot of my games I've realised whatever monster my opponent has that I want to get over, it's generally more than one actually. It's like when I went up against Rob, he had a Mechaba and a Titanic Galaxy, and I only had a Gamazeal, and I needed to get past both of them, so Lava Golem would have been a lot more helpful than Gamazeal. And against most games, I'd imagine now, unless you're going up against Paleo, your opponent generally has 2 monsters that you want to get past, and Lava Golem's nice because you can just tribute them both, summon this, and then I can just beat over it with Christia, which unfortunately that's like the only monster I can special in attack that's big enough to run it over. Any other time I'd have to use one of my traps, but oh well. 3 Superbia because it's best Dark Lord in the game, because it brings back Christia and brings back another monster for nothing, so best Dark Lord in game. 1 Zerato for the OTK, because it clears board. Why else does it need an explanation? The card that makes you win 90% of the time, because you go Superbia into Christia and then your opponent can't play, because not a lot of people have an out to Christia, because no one plays Christia unless you're playing Dark Lords. So, yeah. These probably would have been golems, but just didn't have enough golems. 2 Vanity's Fiend. May have put this up to 3, but it's not a trading target, unfortunately, and I don't always have cards that I contribute to summon my Fiend, so yeah, I'd probably just keep it at 2 and 2. 1 Amdus, again, never really used this. It was more of a lower target, or I'd use this effect to send Rebellion to the grave to just target itself and put itself back to my hand. Well, that's, well, not itself, sorry, I mean Contact or something like that, but I mainly used it to get Rebellion in the grave or Enchantment in the grave, so it didn't really do anything else, I guess. 1 Maxi because it's Maxi, but why did this card have to get limited? 3 Allure because free draw power, and a lot of the darks are 3 of, so it doesn't matter if you banish one of them. 1 Regeki because board nuking and then summoning Christia is always fun. 3 Contact because it's a free +1 because you're going to Superbia, and Superbia brings something else back, and then your trap's alive from your grave, and you can shuffle this back with the Ixchel or whatever this is called, and Amdus, so it's good. 3 Desires. Thanks, Rob, for not letting me use yours. not salty at all, but as I've run 3 of most of this, playing Desires is not a problem. 3 trade in because this card might as well have the text of send Christia to the grave or send Superbia to the grave. Draw 2 because what it does. It's all you ditch from this. 3, let's search for contact, effectively. 3 Twin Twisters, I probably would side at least one of these out during game 2 because not everything runs back row that you need to worry about. Like when I had my Dino games, my opponent Mick did not run any back row that I was particularly worried about besides Imperial Order, so that's the only real reason I keep this in. And then for my amazing trap lineup, 2 Rebellion, 1 Enchantment because Enchantment's good at stealing stuff. However, I'd rather pop stuff than steal it because unfortunately Enchantment gives it back at the end of turn. If it was keeping the monster permanently, then yeah, I'd be running this over Rebellion, but I'd rather keep the Rebellion because it can pop stuff and getting over that Imperial Order is always useful. So